You know that humble pond in your neighborhood? What if I told you it could be a secret weapon in the fight against climate change? Today, we're diving into a source that uncovers the hidden and pretty surprising power of these small bodies of water. Okay, let's just jump right in with this question. It sounds a little weird, right? A mosquito bite and climate change? But the line connecting that annoying buzz in your ear to our warming planet is actually shockingly direct. And it all starts in the water. And the answer, well, it's hiding in plain sight, in places just like this one, sick, stagnant ponds and lakes. This murky, kind of gross-looking water isn't just an eyesore, it's an engine for some really serious environmental problems. So what does it actually mean for a pond to get sick? Let me tell you, it's way more than just a bad smell. First up, and this is the one we all know and hate, mosquitoes. They have this amazing knack for thriving in polluted, low-oxygen water. You want to know why? Because all the things that would normally eat their larvae, like fish and other bugs, they literally can't breathe in there. So it becomes a total free ride for mosquitoes to just multiply like crazy. And then, yeah, there's that smell, that unmistakable deep swamp funk. That's not just unpleasant, it's actually hydrogen sulfide. It's a toxic gas that bubbles up when the whole ecosystem is completely out of whack. It's a huge red flag that the water is really, really unhealthy. But honestly, the biggest danger is the one you can't even see. Sick water is a factory for aquatic methane. And listen, this isn't just any greenhouse gas. Methane is over 80 times more potent at trapping heat in our atmosphere than carbon dioxide. We're talking about a massive climate threat bubbling up from our local ponds. So what's really fascinating is digging into the root cause here. It's not just about pollution. What's really happening is a total and complete breakdown of the natural food web. So the key word here is anaerobic. It's a bit of a sciencey term, but all it really means is that there's a serious lack of dissolved oxygen in the water. And without oxygen, the entire web of life that keeps a pond healthy, from the tiniest good microbes all the way up to the fish, it just collapses. And this slide just shows it perfectly. Look at the difference. On the one hand, a sick, oxygen-starved pond. On the other, a healthy one that's just teeming with life, including guys like these, fathead minnows. And get this, a single one of these little fish can gobble up 65 mosquito larvae a day. But, and this is the key, they can't do their job if they can't breathe. Okay, so if a lack of oxygen is the core problem, how do we fix it? The answer isn't to just go dumping a bunch of chemicals in. It's about working with nature to re-engineer the ecosystem. And here it is. This is the solution. A BioHaven floating wetland. It's basically a purpose-built island that kickstarts the whole ecosystem. It creates a vibrant habitat up top for plants and birds, and, this is the really crucial part, a home for fish and good bacteria down below the surface. It's designed to bring the whole system back to life. And just so you know, these aren't just some concept drawing. These are real, living things. They can turn a gross, stagnant pond into a lush, green centerpiece. The plants you see create this beautiful habitat, while their roots underneath provide this huge surface area for all the good microbes to grow on. What's really cool is how adaptable this is. You can use this technology to restore a small community pond, or you can go big and fix up a huge urban lake, like this one in a park. It improves both the ecology and, let's be honest, just the beauty of the whole space. But these islands aren't just sitting there looking pretty. Nope, they're actually part of an active system that literally breathes life back into the water. So let's get into the mechanics of how this thing actually works. This is called a ram system, and what it does is pretty genius. It uses a simple airlift to suck up all that dead anaerobic water from the very bottom of the pond. It then flows it through a channel that's built right into the island. Think of it like a floating riverbed, infusing it with oxygen before sending it back out to circulate. It's like giving the pond its own set of lungs. And the design is really clever. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. For shallower water, the Ram 1 system uses that open stream right on top of the island. But for deeper water, the Ram 2 system uses a special vented pipe to get that fresh, oxygen-rich water back down to the bottom without messing up the natural temperature layers of the lake. So what happens when you flip the switch, when you bring that oxygen and life back to a sick pond? Well, you basically stop growing methane and you start growing life. And the transformation, it's pretty incredible. So instead of bubbling up toxic gas, the system starts growing fish. The complex root structure hanging down from the island becomes this amazing, perfect shelter and nursery for species like trout. It just supercharges the entire food web, right from the bottom up. And hey, remember our mosquito-eating predators? They come roaring back. Once there's oxygen in the water again, populations of fathead minnows and other helpful critters just explode, giving you natural 24/7 mosquito control.
And you can just see the health. The water gets clear. It's full of motion. The entire area starts buzzing with the kind of life we actually want to see. Damselflies, dragonflies, frogs, and fish. It becomes a truly productive, beautiful ecosystem again.
In fact, the water can become so incredibly healthy that the creators offer this fun little warning. The panfish, smaller fish like sunfish and bluegill, they get so numerous and happy, they might just give you a curious little nibble if you go for a swim. Don't worry, they're not piranhas. And this all leads to a really powerful question. What if we started seeing every neighborhood pond not as a problem or just some scenery, but as a potential climate solution? What if all these small, local actions could add up to a really significant global impact? The technology exists, the potential is right there, literally in our own backyards.